Democracy shouldn't occur in the dark of night, and that's what's happening. People are
There was video because it was
in the dark of night. I mean, they're doing it at 5 in the morning when people are sleeping, and they're stuffing a ballot box. I mean, that's just the fundamental joke that people talk about. We want to eliminate the ability to stuff a ballot box. And again, we know that there's the mail process, that the alternative is to put a stamp on it and mail it in. And that's very different. It's more cumbersome. You're violating federal law if you're falsifying these documents. But the drop boxes have made it too easy to harvest ballots and dump them into the system in the middle of the night. But how loose are we going to let our elections go? We now have early voting. People are going to be able to go in 14 days prior to the election day to vote. At some point, we need to examine our system and actually acknowledge the problem. How many times every year are we here talking about Bridgeport and absentee ballot fraud, and nothing is ever done about it? Yet the Democrats are very quick to say ballot harvesting isn't enough. Let's harvest campaign finances by trying to loosen our campaign finance laws. They continue to go in the other direction. And what we are saying is, for the sake of the voters, for the sake of the integrity of the election, let's tighten it up a little bit. And proof of fraud isn't enough. You have to prove the outcome of the election would have changed. And so time and again, the fraud is acknowledged. The individual gets a suspended sentence and goes back home, and the election results stand because there is no way to really overturn the election. So in the state of Connecticut, it's essentially people hedge their bets and commit the crime, and there is no remedy. I mean, for the last 10 years, we've seen the process play out, and the result is the election stands, somebody gets punished, but it doesn't result in any jail time, and we continue on. I think we need to examine this process and say, how do we fix it, especially for the November elections? What are some of the fixes we could do? Because after all, we're here today to deal with election issues. And I think the two proposals that we have are very reasonable ways to stop this behavior. But obviously, people are ignoring the law, and that's the issue here. And if they're not going to get any type of jail time and significant penalty, there's no deterrent for people to break the law.